We're good.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the University Content Creators Mastermind. Today, I'm joined here again by Saeed, Michael, Adam, and we're just going to talk through a few problems that we've been facing on YouTube recently. Some general stuff. What we got lined up for today. First, we're going to talk about search engine optimization, or SEO. And then we're going to move on to a little bit of time management and also touch on some picture editors once more, because I just recently lost privileges on my old picture editor and I need to find a new one. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. But first, in case we have any new viewers, why don't we just go around and introduce ourselves, talk about what we do on YouTube. I'll start. My name's Ryan Quinlan. I have a YouTube channel called Quinn's Coins, where I do coin collecting videos, treasure hunting, that sort of thing, and I have just over 6,500 subscribers, I believe.
Yeah, hi, I'm Saeed. I have a YouTube channel called BD Legend 313, and I make videos on just mostly Clash Royale content, and currently I have just under 600 subs.
So I'm Michael Haynes. I have a YouTube channel called Basilisk Fang. A lot of my old stuff was Let's Play style videos, but some of my new stuff has been video game themed compilations. I think I have 87 subscribers right now. Numbers still going up, so that's good.
Yeah.
So hello everyone, I'm Adam Palmer. I run the YouTube channel called Shadow Armada. I'm also a gaming channel. I do some of my content is like funny moments and good moments and stuff along those lines, and then some of my other ones are playthrough of some of the games that I've enjoyed.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start this conversation off talking about search engine optimization, SEO. And actually, it was actually Michael who brought up this point. So what was it that you wanted to talk about?
So I personally understand the basics of SEO, and I know things that the title of your video matters, the description of your video matters, then of course the tags of your video matter, which the general public can't see the tags, but they're there. So I guess sort of different tips and tricks on ways that you can optimize those to increase views without being spam, or I feel like for me personally, a lot of times I repeat the same thing in the title and the description and the tags, and that I don't know if that's wasteful. I don't know if that's actually a good strategy. So I might have the title of a game in the title of the video, in the description, in the tags, and that might be excessive. I have no idea. So,
yeah, I wouldn't say that's excessive. I've actually seen things on. Well, let's go ahead and talk about vidIQ and TubeBuddy. So these things are Chrome extensions called vidIQ and TubeBuddy, and they'll actually encourage that. They'll tell you to triple up like that. I think that's the wording they use.
Yeah, triple.
So that is actually a good strategy to follow.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that's excessive at all. It's sort of, you want to have that sort of like a marriage between the tags and the description and the title. If you can get all the keywords sort of matching each other, then that sort of gives YouTube an idea that this is on topic and it's going to be a video about this particular thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
and that was, I guess, one of my other questions was, do things like TubeBuddy help with that? Because I have yet to actually look into TubeBuddy. It's on my list of things to do, but
yeah, you guys want to?
Yeah, TubeBuddy and vidIQ both are pretty helpful tools, I'd say. For example, for TubeBuddy, one of the most helpful things that I've found about it is when you're on the video manager screen of your video, it can, if you scroll down, there's a thing where will suggest tags that you might want to use for your video.
okay.
And stuff like that. And I think vidIQ, which is also a pretty good one to use in combination with it, just because they give you different perspectives of basically the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam's the only one that I've known of that has actually used both.
Okay.
He uses them with each other, so he said that that's actually helped out a lot.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only other thing is I had to verify this, but I think in one of the video creators videos, he said that your ending tags are most significant. So that's why they recommend putting your channel name in the ending tag. So what happens is, and I've kind of seen this with my videos, is I'll always put my my channel name in the last tag, and that'll be for all the videos, right?
Okay.
So reasonably, if that's the most significant thing, then they're all tagged the same, right? So that when you're watching one video, on the suggested videos on the side, a lot of them will come up as your videos.
Okay.
Because so that's one thing. And the other thing is actually the file name that you upload to YouTube with. I hear this is actually really significant, especially from Garrett Leaves. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I watch him a little bit. Yeah.
So he said he has it actually as, so TubeBuddy actually has it. They have like checklists that you can use. So you could use like other people's upload checklists or create your own.
Okay.
And so Daryl Leaves has one, and on his checklist it says that. I actually recently started using it, and on his checklist it says like make sure that you upload the video with the name. So basically the same thing. So imagine the title of your video, just make the title of the file, the movie file, that title,
Okay.
and then upload that, and it'll help with the thing. Because the search, I'm pretty sure the way it works, from what I heard, is that the search engine won't look for the, just the title of the video, it'll look for the specific file too, right?
Okay.
So if it finds that in the file as well, it just kind of like, it just adds another layer of that SEO. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Definitely did not know that one. So.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. That's what Dare Leave said.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's told me that before, so that's what
Okay.
I've been doing for my videos for a long time now.
Well, I do kind of like that though, because it reinforces that you should know the title. You should know what the title of your video is going to be before
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
actually upload
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
And that just helps with that. It makes you think about what the title is going to be. You name your file that, and then it'll help. I mean, could you also just like have the video project have a different file name, and then when you're going to render it, change the file name to the title
Yeah,
that you
I
want?
mean,
Yeah.
you do that too.
Okay,
Yeah. I think it just matters when you upload it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. What does Daryl Leaves recommend as far as Google Chrome extension? Does he talk about either one?
I don't know actually if he talks about either one, but I know he's made like upload lists and stuff for
Yeah.
TubeBuddy, so he must be using TubeBuddy
Okay,
at least,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we should check out those upload lists and compare them with our own, because we sort of have lists going like that, which if you come into the office hours after today's stream, we'll probably run you through
Mm.
that list and help you out with your channel and just make sure that all of those spots are checked off. Anything else on that?
On a related note, do we want to talk about like hooking people in with like titles to videos, like because you could
so
just
clickbaiting, in other words.
almost clickbait, but like relevant clickbait, because you can
Yeah.
have like a boring title and nobody's gonna want to watch it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Clickbait-ish.
Yeah, I mean, like, so when I was doing Let's Plays, like, I basically had two halves to each title. The
Yeah.
first half would be something usually goofy, somehow relating to the video, and then the last half was just the factual, like, Life is Strange Part 23 or something like that,
Mhm.
So that was, like, my clickbaity thing. Because then, even on things like, if people are watching it on their computer, on their phone, on their tablet, that first part of the title is what they see if it gets cut
Yeah.
off,
Right.
So between the thumbnail being relevant to the game and then the goofy title, people might click on it. So
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I'm not sure if I've talked about this on the stream yet, but it's very important that the title matches with the thumbnail. And then on another note, I think the second most important thing is that the first 2 or 3 lines of your description match that as well. Like I said, it's not. I'd say it's not enough just to have like something that draws people in, like because of how bizarre it is. I had a video a long time ago that was called like "What's in the Box?" Like that was the first thing, because people are curious about things like that. But you also have to establish, why should I care about what's in this box?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just have some element of like mysteriousness or like, wow, that looks fun. You have to also give them a reason to care about that particular title. So we can go into that in a little bit more depth in a second. We can probably look at some examples off of your channel. And,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'd say, so right now what we're talking about is searchable content, which there's like sort of 3 main categories of content that you can have on a channel. The first one, and the biggest one by far, should be searchable content. So, stuff that you're optimizing your titles, you're optimizing your thumbnails, and your description, all that good stuff. The second form of content is called community content. So this is for your subscribers, basically, the people who follow like every single video and know about the things going on in your particular community. And then there's a third type of content, which is sort of probably the smallest sub piece. It's called hero content. So this is the sort of content that you put tons of time and energy into, and you try to like just put like tons and tons of work into it, and you try to optimize it and get it in front of people. So it's sort of like a searchable content that's just like on steroids, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're talking about here is searchable content, which you want to make probably like 80 to 90% of your videos searchable. So, like I said, it's best to have titles, thumbnails, and descriptions all matching. So, what do you think? You want to go ahead and take a look at your content and see like what we can improve?
Yeah, we can.
Do a little
Yeah.
critique.
Sure.
All right.
I have no idea what some of my old stuff was called. But.
Yeah. So I mean, we can just start by looking at the stuff that you're doing right now. So.
Yeah.
All right. So how's your channel been doing?
It's been doing all right. I know I'm up to, I feel like it was 9,400 views total yesterday, which was a pretty good jump, I think.
Yeah.
Considering I didn't have a video this past week, so.
Yeah, it looks like your recent video is doing well. You're at 478 views on that one. So let's just look at this one here. Life is Strange Before the Storm Vine compilation, and it looks like you put a lot of work into the thumbnail as well. I'd say those totally match each other. One thing that I would point out is that you see how you have words on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and they sort of have like a direct. Actually, I think it is exactly what is written in the title. Is that correct?
Probably, yeah.
Life is Strange Before the Storm Vine compilation.
Yeah.
So I think it does work to have words in the thumbnail and then have them match, but I wouldn't have them match exactly.
Okay.
I sort of think of it as like you're like insulting the viewer's intelligence by like putting them in the two different spots. It's like repetitive. Like you see it here and then you see it there. What you really want here is something that's like super related that draws them in, and just have like 3 or 4 different words, and then they'll read the title and see it from there. Like I've noticed sometimes I look at thumbnails and I only read the words in the thumbnail, and like I don't even need to read the title, and I just click on the video because it's like 3 like super interesting words. But so something like that. Although I think that this seems to be working pretty well for you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Always room for improvement, of course.
Right. Yeah. So how about some of these other ones? Let's talk about like what you got. You got Outlast here. That looks. I like that. See, that's a little different because it's like it just says Outlast, so you know this is going to be Outlast, and then the title is complimentary. So they should sort of work like compliments like that.
Okay.
So I like those. I guess the struggle with those particular videos was just that you weren't able to market them very well because it's so saturated.
Right.
I get that. You guys have any comments on thumbnails, graphics? You see this all right?
Yeah.
Turn
I
this up.
think isn't it natural to look left or right,
Yes.
or like somewhere around that area, right on the left side, then pictures on the right, so that way you kind of move through the image. So that's, I mean, I think that's fine. Just maybe, maybe what Ryan was saying, maybe a few less words, or maybe just something to really bring them in, and then they read that title. I think some of the most, like as I go through YouTube, the videos that stop me are like the ones that are like absolutely ridiculous thumbnails. Like, they make no sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like one time, like I'll go through. This happened to me the other day. I'll go through, and then there was like 2 hurricanes and an arrow pointing towards each other, and like the video was like, what would happen if 2 hurricanes, they collided with one another. And I actually watched the video. I was like, I wasn't thinking about it at first, but then I was like, yo, what would happen? I don't know, And then I just kind of like just went at it. So that's not like, those videos are really. I think I like personally I'm gonna try like experimenting with that a little bit, where I ask kind of these outlandish questions where you wouldn't be thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll just draw people in, so that type of thing. But they don't necessarily have like again, like the title in the thumbnail, right? But rather they have something like symbolizing the title, so that makes
Right.
them read the title. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing. But I think it's a process. Like thumbnails are one of the hardest things because it's such like it's just basic competition with everybody else's
Mhm.
thumbnails.
Right.
It's like it's a difficult thing to get through. But with time, hopefully all of us can get it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing that I do a lot is I edit my thumbnails when I have the screen just like way zoomed out, so it's like I see it as a tiny little thing,
Mhm.
basically the same size that you'd see on your phone. And then I ask myself, like, can I still read the words? Can
Mhm.
I still figure out what's going on here in the image? So that's another little quick tip. Because like if you look at this here, I'll bring the screen back up so that the viewers can see here. If you look at this, like this is on a pretty big screen, but I still can't read that says there before
Mhm.
the storm. Like there's no way I couldn't see that.
Right.
So you want to make the words visible. Yeah.
Another thing I think something I'm gonna start doing also is like really scoping out the competition.
Mhm.
Go to the top YouTubers that are uploading, say like Life is Strange videos or whatever videos you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look at their thumbnails and then try to compare. Because really, when you're a viewer, that's what you're looking at. You're comparing yourself to these guys. So if your thumbnails aren't really matching up, right,
Mhm.
then it's gonna be kind of hard to beat those people in views. So that's definitely one of the things. I think there's this one guy. I don't know. All of a sudden, he kind of popped up, right? So all these Clash Royale channels and stuff. I see him all the time, right? Because of my videos and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, there's this guy named Clash with Shane, and he's huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And literally, the reason I noticed that he was even there, I mean, you see videos all the time, was because of his thumbnails, right? They really started being competitive, and all of a sudden, in a matter of few months, this guy's huge, right? And I think a big part of that is just his thumbnails. Like, they're just fantastic,
Yeah.
It's a step above literally everyone else, I think, except for Orange Juice Gaming. Everybody else, it's really just a step above them,
Mm-hmm.
So that really helped out. But the only way you could beat people like that is just to, learn, from
Mhm.
them, right? See what you could do, try to get above them, right? And then go from there. So it's a tough thing to do, especially with the way, they have their things. Once you have like 100,000 subscribers, you could pay somebody to
Right.
make thumbnails for
Mhm.
you, right? But yeah, I mean, it's a process, but hopefully, so that's one of the things. Maybe study others and try to figure it out.
Mm.
Yeah. I want to talk real quick about photo editors because I just lost privileges on the editor that I've been using for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sort of at a loss, and I want to get into this thing called GIMP, which you guys sort of recommended to me last week. I tried it out and I just didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it's
And the stuff that I made ended up just looking so elementary, like it looked like some kindergartner made it in Paint, basically. So I guess probably coming in the next stream or maybe in the office hours, we can take a look at that software a little bit because I don't have it installed here. But do you have any basic tips for using GIMP, like any hidden secrets that make your thumbnails just look great or what?
Man, off the top of my head, I can't think of any tips. I know it took me forever playing around with it to just even get the basics.
Yeah.
Like learning how to drag things around was kind of easy, but then like resizing them while keeping the dimensions might be trickier, and stuff like that. And then learning how to increase or decrease the size of the picture as a whole, or just crop things out. And I think cropping was one of the trickier things, I feel like, because there's like on the side toolbar or whatever, there's like a crop tool, and it's complete crap. Like it doesn't ever really seem to do what I want it to do. So oftentimes I have to like very meticulously select what I'm trying to say remove from an image or whatever, and then like up top you hit like image and then crop to selection or something like that.
Okay.
And that's another thing that is it's mostly just practice using it, but the freeform select tool or whatever, I will spend forever using that if I have to.
So that's when you drag around an image and try to get like the perfect.
Right. So, and I'm bummed that this never got to go up because of the way Doom worked at the time. But when I was originally going to do a Let's Play of Doom, especially when it was still in its beta and they had released the multiplayer for it. So I custom made my multiplayer guy, and he had like super awesome U of M colors and stuff like that. And it might have it on my phone, I don't remember. But I spent forever, I took a screenshot of him in the game, and then spent forever removing him from the game and putting him in my thumbnail. I don't remember, I probably spent at least an hour or two just on that, and I'm bummed the thumbnail never got to go up because it was pretty good. But I think for any form of select, one of the tips I have is just the shift and control keys combined with dragging the mouse around will either add to your selection that you already have or subtract from it. I don't remember which is which. I think it's control is to subtract and shift is to add. So if I'm removing like a specific thing from a picture, I might originally just draw a giant circle around it, and then hold down the control key and go in and just start carving out the parts I actually want. But details like that is what office hours are for. But
yeah, it's difficult because it's like I was using this super polished photo editor that was like for beginners basically, and it sort of did a lot of the work for you, and now you have to move into this thing where pretty much everything is done manually. It's a difficult transition.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll get it down. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I got for SEO. Actually, did we touch on channel tags at all? I know we talked about video tags a little bit, but what about channel tags?
I don't think we really know.
Not this video, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I certainly don't have much experience with the channel tags.
Right.
So,
do you guys have any comments on that?
They're very important to have, it seems.
Yeah.
And order does matter for those as well.
Yeah, that was I was surprised you said that order matters on the tags. I've thought about that as a possibility, but I've never actually heard it confirmed.
I'll have to look through, but I do remember hearing it like through a video. But I mean, yeah, of course, it could be, me just mishearing something. But I'll look through. I'll try to figure it out for next week and let you guys know.
Yeah.
But
I would say, as far as channel tags go, and a lot of people don't know that channel tags are even a thing.
yeah.
It's just like video tags, and it's just for your channel. So you set these channel tags, they stick with you forever. It's real easy to go in there and do it. I think what I would recommend putting in there, first of all, is like all of the different variations of your name that you think people might search up.
Yeah.
So you can put in your full name if that information's been released. And then just like put it in there all one word, put it in there with spaces. I don't think capitals matter. I think Adam told me that
Capitals don't matter
I don't
at
think case matters.
They're considered the same for either case.
Right, but it's definitely important to get all the different variations of your name in there, because I think that gives YouTube the data that it needs to make your channel come up when people actually search for your channel. And that can be difficult to do in the beginning, unless you have a super unique name that nobody's searching otherwise. For me, it took forever once I switched my name from what it was before, 3.not, over to Quinn's Coins. It took forever to get people to actually find my channel when they typed Quinn's Coins. And then, of course, I have all of the different variations, like without apostrophe, with apostrophe. I found that my phone would sometimes autocorrect to it was like Keon's Coins or something like that. So I used that one as well because I knew that other people's phones were autocorrecting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and I've actually looked in my analytics, and I've seen that people have found me by typing in Keon's Coins. So stuff like that. You really got to think. And I think channel tags, I'm not sure how important they are, but they're very quick to do. So definitely worth the time.
Yeah, I think I have channel tags, but I'm actually not sure I ever put my own name in the channel tags, so I'll have to actually do that.
Do you mean your actual full name? Or
Anything, the channel name, my full name, anything
yeah.
like that. I think I just have tags based off of the generic content and not
Right.
anything to do with like my name. So
And I think that's probably a big issue because those generic tags, people aren't going to be finding your channel for that, or they'll find someone else's channel, because like I said, the market for gaming is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need to really get specific with those words and
Mhm.
get people looking for your stuff. So. Because I think I have found it difficult to find your channel just by searching it up. I think if you search in your exact channel name, it comes up, but
Probably.
any other variations doesn't work as far as I can see.
Yeah.
I've actually I showed Adam this before, but I actually typed in my name one day in YouTube. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, I just did, but there was literally another user, right, who would re-upload like other people's videos, right, and then put their name in the title. So there was like, I showed you this, right? There were like 15 videos with my name in the title, and this guy was showing up on each one. So probably that's
Yeah.
where it is, you know.
Yeah, he's marketing marketing yourself better than you can market
Yeah,
yourself.
so-
You gotta.
So gotta get on that. But yeah, that was kind of annoying too. But
No, I know. I bet. All right. So yeah, we talked about. I had one other thing that I was gonna say, but it's probably time to move on. We're about 26 minutes into the stream, so. Talked about picture editors. I want to talk a little bit about time management, because I ran into an issue yesterday that I realized I've been running into more recently. When I upload a video, I generally spend all of Saturday editing the video. I upload it, and I market it for about an hour after I upload it. But then after that hour is up, I should move on to more productive things, but instead I just keep watching the comments and responding and like doing all this stuff. And I mean, it might help the channel, but I feel like that there's other things that I need to be doing, because
Yeah.
like all of you, I'm a college student. I got stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever experienced the same thing where like you just upload a video and you're just like, oh, this is so cool, like I can just keep talking to people, and it's so cool, like I feel good because the video is doing well, but you got to move on to other things. Has anyone else experienced that? And if you have, how do you sort of overcome that?
Well, I mean, I definitely experienced it, like especially like the day that the video goes live, because I always have it like scheduled. I try to get it up ahead of time, have it scheduled. But then when it goes live, I'm immediately on things like Reddit trying to like advertise it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then you've got both YouTube, where I'm trying to respond to comments or like watch the views and things like that. But then there's also Reddit, where people are commenting on Reddit, and you want to watch that as well, and you want to make sure people aren't downvoting your thing and
Yeah,
stuff
you're basically
like that.
going back
So-
and forth refreshing, even
Right,
if
and,
people
like,
aren't saying it.
So I've even found myself like I get a lot of my homework done on Saturdays if I've got nothing else to do. So I'll have YouTube in one tab, Reddit in another tab, and then I'll have like my homework in the third browser tab, and I'll just be rotating through steadily. And I don't know if I've necessarily had a way of like overcoming that, but it's definitely an issue I've noticed, especially with as infrequently as I upload,
Yeah.
So
Real quick, Adam, do you want to check the sound? Maybe bring the microphone up closer. I think it's
Well,
a little far.
Is it?
Just let me know.
I think personally, what I would do is when I'm doing something, I guess this is kind of like a life tip like my brother gave me. It's like when you're doing something, just do that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like checking YouTube stats and advertising, just do YouTube stats and advertising. But when you're doing something else, you do just that thing too. You know what I'm saying? So you don't go back. I've had those types of issues too, but I deal with them, and I'll tell you how. So personally, I feel like I respond to comments well, right? I respond to almost every comment on my videos, not the negative ones, because not all the negative ones, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how I do it is usually when I wake up in the morning, when I'm eating, and when I'm in the bathroom, I'll check my phone, and that's just when I check my stuff, right? My YouTube stuff, comments, video, likes, this, that, right? How the video is doing on social media and stuff. Because when you're eating, eating is like the biggest time, right? Eating, you're not doing anything, right?
Mhm.
You're eating, right? And you're probably on your phone anyway, right? So that's the time, just to go at it, do something, right? And that's usually the time, I respond to comments, I do this, I do that, right? And it works out for me. Like for me, I maybe like 10-15 minutes after the video I'll advertise it and stick around, but then after that I'm done, because I'd rather come back at nighttime. Like this is just a personal thing. I'd rather come back to like 5 comments than come back to 1 and then come back to 1 later and then go to
0, 0.
Yeah, so it's just like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but definitely that's one of the things, like especially, you know, eating or sometimes when I'm just sitting around, I just finish homework, I'm taking a quick break, right? That's when I check my stuff and I just go out. But definitely don't like try to do too many things at one time, just one at a time, right? Like today especially, like I got an exam tomorrow, right? The math exam tomorrow. So I got to study for my exam, but I was like, you know what? But I got to do this too.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna put an hour in after the live stream, right? Work on my videos and then go back. But while I'm working on my videos, I don't care about the exam, right?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna
No,
look at
I
it at
love
all.
that. Yeah, I love that mentality, and I
Yeah.
wish I could have that more. But when I'm sitting there and like faced with, like, for instance, say I'm coding and I hit a problem and I'm just like, oh my god, this sucks so bad. How's YouTube doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm successful here. I'm really sucking at this, but I'm successful over here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but no, I like that a lot, and I think for me, usually what I have to do is like you said, you're just doing one thing at a time. In order for me to do that, I have to schedule it. I got to put it on a schedule. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, you know, there's too many choices. I think we like to have limitations sometimes. It's like you're limited to this one thing right now. Put your phone over in the other room or something. Like, I think that'd be a really good idea.
Yeah.
But then I always start thinking like, well, what if I get an emergency call? Well, you're probably not going to, but you know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Adam?
So, like, I don't really have that problem because, like, while I get comments and stuff on my videos, it's not like I'm getting a large mass of comments.
Yeah.
So, like, I just get per video, like, a couple comments and, of course, replies to them because I reply and then they reply back and stuff. So, but, like, for me, like, they're not consistently on there. Like, they're not sitting on there waiting for a response. So it's like I send them my reply. Like 5 minutes later, they reply back.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I'm not doing anything, I'll check my phone, see the notification, and I'll go and respond to it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then just go back to whatever it was I was doing.
Okay. So
But that only works because I don't have this, like, massive flood of comments
Right,
coming
yeah.
in.
Yeah, and I know as you get bigger,
It gets harder to...
yeah, and like you can sort of justify it in your mind by saying like, yeah, I'm working on my business or I'm working on my YouTube channel, but there's different levels of like importance to those things that you're doing. Like if you're if you're a big YouTuber who could literally sit there and respond to comments all day, that's not productive. Like,
No, it's not.
You can sort of justify it in your mind and say like, yeah, but I'm working on the business, like I'm interacting with my community, but no, there's better things that you could be doing, and like, for me, there's always better things that I could be doing usually. So I think actually that gives me an idea to like block out on a schedule like a 30-minute period where I respond to as many comments as I can, and then don't respond to any after that.
That's probably similar to what bigger YouTubers do, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, like, they don't respond to every comment that's on their video.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how they go about deciding what they respond to and not, but they probably have, like, a dedicated time slot where they go through the comments.
Right.
And then once that time slot's over, like, they just ignore it unless it's, like, something super important to respond to.
Right. Yeah. Thoughts?
I mean, it makes, it's a strategy that makes sense. And, like, most of, like, as small as I am, most of the comments I'm going to get, I get almost immediately, because, and that's because the people who actually are interested and are, like, subscribed will watch the video immediately, So probably within an hour after I've uploaded the video on both YouTube and then even just in the comment section on Reddit, if I've advertised on Reddit, I could probably just give it up and like maybe check it later, but I don't have to like sit and watch it,
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense. Yeah.
I think blocking is a good strategy. Another thing is if you got a friend who isn't doing anything, right? a lot of comments are easy to respond to. Oh, great video, thanks. You know, like right, like
Yeah,
things
there
like
are
that.
a lot of them like that
Yeah.
where it's like they didn't put much effort into a comment. I don't feel bad about just saying thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's just honestly what you do, right? But
Yeah.
the other thing is, if like I have a roommate who just kind of sits around sometimes, right? Not because he has nothing to do. He's just like he's taking a break. He doesn't really know what to do, right?
Mhm.
So if you tell him like, hey, you want to do this, he'll be like, oh yeah, sure, like whatever. So you could just be like, if you have somebody like that, you could just be like, hey, can you just go through like anything he does like that's actually specifically targeted, like, oh hey, what do you do in this situation? That's a legit comment, right?
Mhm.
Then you know he could send that to you. But like basic things, oh yeah, thanks.
Well, how are you just getting him to work for you for free though?
I mean, like, yeah, that's the other thing. Well, it depends on how many comments you get too, right? So, like, for me, it would be like 5 comments, right? For you, it's probably a lot more than that, right?
It can be, but yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that would be one of the things too. But, yeah, I mean, another thing is, the reason I think of this is because during live streams, you just designate somebody, give them, like, the, whatever, the Nightbot authority or whatever it's called,
yeah.
And have them moderate the chat.
Yeah,
Right, especially
I think
if
it's just called moderators.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, and that's a thing that people like to do for you. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm small. I've already had one person volunteer to be a moderator.
Yeah.
I don't need a moderator, but I've had someone volunteer to be a moderator.
Yeah, I
already.
mean, I don't stream very much, but I get people that want to do it for me all the time. It's like when you outsource stuff to the internet, you like do Kickstarters and stuff. Like people just like to be part of things. On the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
So you know, you don't even have to pay them for that sort of thing.
And I mean, it's a good thing too, because you're guaranteed that person will watch through your stream because they're
Yeah.
moderating it, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah, they just, I mean, especially if you make it like an exclusive thing,
Right.
that only a certain amount of people. All right, so Coins for Amateurs is here. Hey, Chad, how's it going, man? He says, we try to respond to all comments, but it can be time-consuming, especially for very successful channels like Quinn's Coins that get massive comments. I mean, I don't get that many. There was that one video where I got like 400, but that's because I asked for them and they were all like paragraphs, so that was pretty insane. I was actually intimidated by that comment section. I didn't want to go in there and read that.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, I did, but
Yeah.
you know, it got to be a bit much. He also says, I've had several subscribers that have told me that they always return partly because we always reply to their comments. So yeah, I think that's totally. You know, it's good to reply to as many comments as you can, but like I said, you can't get to them all when you get to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the scores, you probably know about this, Adam, the scores that vidIQ gives to your videos actually depends on like replying to at least one comment or something like that.
They want you
So-
to reply to at
right.
least one comment. They want you to share it on Facebook with at least one like,
Yep.
stuff like that. And
So-
it supposedly boosts the SEO score.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say, like, when you get that guy that goes on your video and say first, go ahead and respond to him. Tell him he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Respond to your first comments for sure, because
Mhm.
it looks like that is doing something good for you.
And I mean, they care enough. They're there.
Yeah,
They care. They're basically a notification squad.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you want to reward your
Yep.
notification squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the other day, I posted a video. And I put like the end screen and everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the video, and the guy already commented. I'm
Yeah,
like, this
exactly.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's for sure. Yeah, and also while on that notification squad thing, isn't it a thing to give your subscribers a name?
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So I
that
think
is a
that's-
thing. That is a
That's
thing.
definitely cool.
I've actually already had one of my people ask me about that, even though like I'm so small. One of my subscribers in one of my live streams brought up the fact that I need a name for them,
Right.
and like I'm only 76 people
Mm-hmm.
right now, so like I'm small, but they already want me to come up with a name. I haven't yet, but I need to work on that.
Right. I mean, I think it's really, it does a lot for you because not only like you said, people like to be part of things, right?
Mhm.
So if you mention it in your video, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, or you're like, okay, if you join new or something, right? Make sure you put this in the comments or something, right? Or whatever, right? Then you know, like those people who are watching that video, they'll be like, oh, you know, I kind of want to be part of that, right? That sounds cool, or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So it kind of draws people in to subscribe more. So it's definitely a cool idea. You
Yeah.
know?
Have any of you guys given your channel your subscribers names yet? Or?
Like I'm thinking about one because like on my live streams I have it set up through Streamlabs that a thing pops up, and right now I think it just says whatever their name is has joined the Shadows. I'm thinking I might go
nice.
with Shadows as being my subscriber's name, essentially. Not 100% sure on that yet. But
So right now it's like they're joining the shadows. Like
Yep.
They're coming in, but now you're gonna change I think that's like changing the type of word that would be to refer to people now rather than the place. It's like a difference in the noun. type.
Yeah. So I might
See
do
how
that,
it
or I
works.
might go with just straight up the Armada, because I mean
Okay.
my channel's
Mhm.
called Shadow Armada,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
joining the they're now part of the Armada.
Yeah, one of the guys in my community name's Couch Collectibles. He calls his guys the Couch Crew. So I can't do the Quinn's Crew, I guess. He kind of stole. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he stole it, but like, his first name was Couch Coins, and mine was like Quinn's Coins. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now he's Couch Collectibles. I don't know. I guess we just like alliteration in the coin community. Who doesn't like?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I feel like adding crew to the end of like whatever your thing is a common one to do anyway, you know?
yeah.
Like, I know like Crank Gameplays, like his subscribers are the Cranky Crew, you
There you
know?
go.
So like, I think that's a common one. Not that it's like a bad thing to do, but like if you can do something else, you probably, should.
Yeah.
And I know I personally have never even like thought of what I would call my subscriber base, if nothing else, because back when I actually did videos with like my face and like my voice in them, I only had like 30 subscribers or something like that. It wasn't until I started doing the compilations that the numbers went up. And even those 30 weren't super active because I'd get like 2 views per video, and nobody was commenting. So I guess I really don't know what I would call my subscriber base if I was going to give them a name.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing to start early, though. I think
No,
it establishes that community.
Right.
And that's what you're trying to do in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I'm not really sure what I would do.
I was thinking Legend Squad, but I don't know. It kind of has like it's an easy thing to say,
Mhm.
But I don't know. Squad is another one of those things that's
Yeah.
commonly used. But I'm not
Yeah,
really sure
But
what else I would.
yeah, with what your channel name is, it's harder to come up with something like, for example, one of the ones that I watch, Omwrecker, very big YouTuber. The name for his group is The Resistance.
Right, which makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And it's something definitely very unique. But like with BD Legend 313, it's like, what can you come from that's going to be super unique that no one would have thought of before? That
Yeah.
still applies to that. There isn't much without adding like squad, crew,
yeah.
something like that to it.
Mm-hmm. And probably having, even if it's a cliche name, having a name at all is probably better than not having
Yeah.
one at all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So.
BD Legend 313ers. Like the Jake Paulers, you guys. Yeah.
Instantly loses 200 subs.
Yeah, right. Man. Yeah, so that's time management for you. Got a little off topic there.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's all I had is for my cards. Did you guys have any other topics that you wanted to discuss? Any questions that have come up recently?
So one thing we might want to talk about is like cards and end screens.
Sure.
Because there's
Yeah,
like
for
a
sure.
variety of stuff in there that people probably aren't going to know much about or how to go about using them and stuff like that.
All right, so you're talking about the viewers don't know what to do when they get to the end screen? Or?
Viewers probably aren't going to know because it's still a relatively new function.
It is,
so
yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
is it even worth putting them in? Because are people actually clicking on them and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And just things along those lines.
Okay, yeah. So I'd say definitely worth putting them in, and if you can, put them in for as long as you can. That being said, you have to plan ahead of time. You have to have that slot picked out for when those screens are going to be there. You
Mhm.
might even have to have it picked out before you start filming, because if you want to like have your outro going while these screens are like on your side, you need to
Yeah.
shift your camera, to the left or the right, so you can have room for those end screens. And I think about this all the time when I'm making videos, like where are my end screens going to be? One thing that I think you don't want to do, which I've been making this mistake for about a year now. start doing your outro, go through the entire outro and like say goodbye, and then have the end screens pop up. Because once you start your outro, about like halfway through, people are already gone.
Yeah.
Like, once you've given them signals that the video's over,
Yeah.
they're gone. They don't care. But if you're still giving them valuable information, and then all of a sudden these end screens pop up, they're gonna start drifting off as they normally do, because like they can sort of tell that the video's ending. But
Yeah.
they have those end screens over there to consider at least and think
Yeah.
about. And once you get people to click on those end screens, those are actually going to be your best source of watch time, because think about it, those people are the ones that stick around to the end of the video.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They click onto the next video, and they're sticking around to the end of that video.
Mm-hmm.
So end screen's super important.
Okay.
And in case anybody who's watching doesn't know, end screens are sort of a way to lead your subscribers into your next video. You can only put them up in the last 20 seconds, so you can't just put them up randomly in the middle. And that's how you use those. They're sort of a relatively new feature, but very useful.
Yeah, and then the different types, because there's like
Right.
4 different types, I think, right now.
Basically, yeah, I think.
Because there's the subscribe one. Does that one? Have any of you had people like if you
Yeah.
use them actually click on that?
Mm-hmm.
So you see that through analytics?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't checked on that, but what's your experience?
Yeah, I've seen people do it because there's a, I've seen like, you can check actually on your end cards if people have actually subscribed. Have they actually clicked on the end cards to subscribe?
Mm-hmm.
I've had people subscribe using the end cards before. Another thing is like it pops up on the screen, and they might accidentally click on another video, but I mean it's a view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll watch through it. You never know, right? So.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. It's so convenient, right? That's the thing. That's the real, because annotations you used to not be able to click on it on mobile at all. right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like end screens are just they're there. You know what I'm saying? And you can click on them. The other thing is, actually, that's a good point that you made. That once you start making that outro, I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
20 seconds to start. I'll see you guys next time. Blah 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 with this that right. And you got the end screens going.
Yeah.
It's probably not the best thing to do.
No.
So maybe I was just thinking in my head, maybe like have like one of those abrupt endings where you have like a weird thing at the end. You know how some people would do that, right? And then bam, like right into the end screens, you know? So that way it's kind of like, they see it basically, right? Which is one of the things. So that's an important thing for sure. Another thing is I've seen I actually did some Google searches on this, and I was gonna do this. Like if you look on Google end screen templates, there's so many templates, like just pictures you can use, you know.
Mhm.
Put them at the end of your videos, and they're already proportioned out, so they have the thing, and they have like, click here to subscribe,
Yeah.
and then 2 videos or whatever. I'm like, I've been using like a kind of like rough one that I used to use for annotations before. I'm like, why would I do that? You know, I could just do this, right? Take one of these pictures and then use them, right? They're already pre-made. They look really great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you need is really a picture. You don't really need a video. You don't need the file or anything, right?
Yeah.
So those are great ways I think you can just really get your end screens looking pretty crisp. The other thing is it's kind of hard to fit 2 videos and the subscribe thing. Some of the templates have them made that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like on one side and then like the 2 videos. I think that's like the best thing you could do.
Yeah.
Because like one thing could be like the previous video you made. Because on one of my previous videos, what I saw was, so the one that's like getting a lot of views again, right? It's maybe like 400 or 500 a day, something like that. It's, I don't know. Like it just pops up out of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I just made a video, right? All I want to do is put this end screen. For some reason, I can't change the end screen on that video, which is kind of weird.
I think it has to do with getting to a certain number of views. You can't change things on it anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, how many views is it at?
60-something thousand.
Okay. Yeah. I know I don't know what the number is, but once you hit a certain number, you can't use the YouTube editor anymore. Any of that stuff.
Wow.
Oh,
That
I
might be-
did not know that.
No, I didn't know that either. I guess it kind of makes sense, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, that's. But yeah, definitely. Oh, so in hindsight, I wish I put like my last video. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, but instead, I would just put like the best for viewer video and then like a subscribe thing. Now imagine just putting a subscribe thing, a best for viewer, and then like your most recent video. You'd always, because the thing is, like, if one of your videos from the past goes big, right? You'd always get views, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You'd always get views on your newest videos and people looking at your newest videos, right? Which is what you want, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's definitely one of those things, like those templates, using them, and then getting all those things on there at once. That's definitely one of the things that I would recommend. I'm definitely gonna do, in these
Yeah.
next few.
I came really close to using one of those templates, but what I've been doing recently, like I said, is instead of having just a blank screen and no narration or anything, I've always been having the end screens like right next to me as I'm talking, so just so that I don't lose people.
Mhm.
I feel like once you start talking that outro stuff, you're gonna lose people. So I don't really like to have it as an end screen anymore. Like this is the screen, this is the end screen, like this is the screen at the end. It's like me talking, and then here's some stuff that you can click.
Mhm.
What I will say is I always put best for viewer in there. That's like
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
thing I put.
Yep.
It works great. If you look at analytics, it works so much better than anything else.
And you're letting YouTube do the work for you as far as
And YouTube's
advertising
smart.
it. Yeah.
YouTube's smart. The second thing I usually put, it depends on the video. But I've sort of restrained from using the subscriber button in the end screens as of late. I don't see it as very effective. I think it's better to get people to get more watch time. I think that's usually what I'm more concerned with. Subscribers really just like a vanity number. It's like, I have all these subscribers, but it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is watch time.
Yeah.
YouTube is telling you that over and over again. So this is a topic that we can probably pick up next time. We can talk about this for a good long while. We've got about 10 more minutes left in the stream. But I mean, we can keep talking about it, but I got a lot to say about end screens for sure. We haven't even gotten into cards yet.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about cards? How do you use those?
I don't remember what my setting is on that. I know I have a setting for cards, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So
I usually use one for video, one for playlist. I think two for videos, one for playlist, right? And then I usually throw a poll in there to kind of see if people are.
So you're making polls.
Yeah.
I've never used that before. How does that work?
You just ask a question, and you just add the options, and then people can go in there and vote, and then you can see the things, right? It's the same poll every time I upload a deck, and like usually midway through the thing, I ask, do you like this deck? Yes, no, or I don't know yet, right?
Okay.
But I've gotten an insane amount of responses on some of the videos, like a couple hundred. So people are like,
Might have to start doing that.
Yeah,
I've never taken a poll on YouTube, so that's interesting.
yeah. I mean, it just kind of pops up in the corner. I mean, I wouldn't think to do it either. But I guess some people do it. I mean, it's kind of cool because you can see like people are engaged and they get to that part of the video, right?
Yeah.
They're walking through to that part. So
that's really cool because are you guys familiar with the community tab at all? It's like this new feature that they're just dishing out to like a select few, and it seems like totally random who they're giving it to. I haven't received it yet, but like the people who have the community tab, they can post like pictures rather than just videos, and then they can also post polls. And I've been like super jealous of all these people that have polls. It's like, why can't I have this? It's like, it seems like it's just given to randomly selected people. Eventually everybody's gonna have it, but it sounds like everybody can use this feature that you're talking about. So it sounds like a cool thing to add to the video. And also it's not the sort of thing that takes viewers away from the video. Like a traditional card is a link to another video or a website or something. That's what I sort of don't get about cards, is why would you want to take your viewers away from the video that they're currently watching?
Unless they're donating. But then isn't there other features for that anyway? Like,
Unless they're donating, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I was just thinking in my head. I'm sorry, I kind of lost it. But I was just thinking in my head, like, another thing you could do is you could literally say in the video, like, you could be talking about something controversial, and then you could be like, hey, what do you think? Just vote in the thing, and then bam, it's right there. Because the one thing that does is like, I kind of like those videos. You do something, right? Throughout the video, you don't just watch the thing the whole time.
It's engaging,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing you could do. So, but yeah, the card thing about taking people away, I'm not really sure. That's why I just use them for videos. I don't really see what else you could possibly use them for, other than that, But And then definitely you could put like titles on there, like clickbait. You could like edit like whatever shows up on the card.
Yeah,
I
think
definitely
that's
do that.
new. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing that too. You guys use cards in a different way?
I
No.
don't really like. I've used them, but I don't really. I just use them because vidIQ tells me
Exactly.
to use
Yep.
a card. That's the only reason I've been using them.
And you know that could be outdated because
Yeah,
that's been there forever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it could be outdated. I don't know, but I just do it hoping that it boosts the SEO score
Same.
because I don't really get any other point to it.
And it says at least one card.
Yep.
So or maybe one card. I don't remember, but
I think
uh,
at least
yeah.
one.
I just put the card. I put one card in every video right before the end screens come on. That's all I do. And I don't know. It might work, might not. But I don't want to be taking people away from the video in the beginning. But that poll thing is really cool, so I'm gonna write that down and probably use that in the future.
Yeah, poll could be useful, especially if like for gaming at least. Like if you're doing a new game, poll to see if they want you to keep doing the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily gonna exit full screen view to leave a comment.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Though admittedly, there's something YouTube should do where like when in their video player they should make it so like you can leave a like without leaving full screen view.
Yeah.
Because like if you queue
Like a
up a
double tap.
playlist, you just want to leave it in full screen mode, not exit it to like the video.
Yeah.
So if YouTube should probably do something like that because it'd probably result in people getting more likes on their videos.
And the first thing that I thought when you said people could answer questions on a poll was like, well, now they're not going to comment their opinion because they've already answered the poll. But now that I think about it, it's like your polls don't give them very many options. It's like
Yeah.
either a yes or a no. That might encourage them to actually write a comment that they wouldn't have written otherwise, like to explain their answer and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
give a little more in depth. I know you get a lot of criticism on your decks on YouTube, so
I mean that's the community, you know. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
no, it's
So-
good though. It's people are talking.
And people comment, it helps the video,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so-
Yeah, it's engagements.
Yeah.
So.
We have time for one more thing.
Yeah, I think we got like
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
So, I think this happened to me, and I was upset about it. But so today during office hours, after this, I was gonna make a video. So
Mhm.
that new Clash Royale update is coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Orange Juice Gaming made like 3 videos on it because he has like the developer builds already. I
He
can't
gets
use
it
that.
early.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's whatever, right? That's fine. But I was gonna make a video like because each of his videos are like 10 minutes long. I was gonna make a video like the whole update thing in just 1 minute, just really quickly, just go through it, right?
Yeah.
And then, come to find out, a few hours ago, he uploaded the same thing.
Oh.
Oh.
How do you beat big YouTubers? Dude,
Go
at
shorter. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's the way to do it. But man, it was rough. You know,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just like
Sometimes you just can't because like when you're a bigger YouTuber, they want you to do the videos, so they'll send you access. Like one of the YouTubers I know, Bryce Games, he was recently flown to somewhere to play an early build of Assassin's Creed Origins and get people hyped for the game. Like you can't beat that. You can't
Mhm.
beat that out.
yeah, you can.
It's the whole rich get richer thing, basically.
Yeah, basically.
So if you're at the bottom like that, or in the middle or lower bottom, you just got to keep grinding basically, and come up with new things that people aren't doing.
Yeah.
I can totally see though if you did like a 20 or 30-second video, it's like
Yeah.
people just watch the 1 minute thing. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool, and then
See,
It's
in 30
possible.
seconds.
Yeah.
Update
You
in
know
30
why it's possible?
seconds.
Let me tell you. His video was trash. Dude, I never say this about his videos. They're usually fantastic. The guy has been grinding since day one. I saw his first video, okay? It was amazing, all right? Better than most of my content that I make currently, right?
Mhm.
But that video was trash. It was just bad. It was the only
Alright.
good thing about it was that he had developer builds, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking, and I talk quick too, right? So I've had a lot of comments about that, like, hey, are you gonna rap? Or are you gonna? I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Right? But that's definitely one of the things, or I'm gonna be like, oh, I'll get this done in 30 seconds or whatever, right? And I'm gonna use, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna take screenshots or use small video clips from his videos, right? Make sure you go check them out, blah blah blah, whatever. Credit him, obviously,
Mhm.
right? Even though it's not really him, it's the developers, but whatever, dude.
All right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we'll continue this conversation in office hours. So if you're part of the club, we're going to start office hours now. At least some of us will be here until 4 p.m. today. So from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the ISS Media Lab on the second floor of the Modern Language Building. Come down and say hi to us. If, give us your questions, any specific stuff. We're here to answer. And so thanks for watching the stream, and we'll see you at office hours. Peace.